Hello, everybody. Today is Friday, August 29th. Let's get into the stats. This is Conejo Valley, SIMI Valley, and Moorpark. Coming soon, we have 10 new listings, 59, price change, 96, back on market, 17, active under contract, 35, pending, 31, closed, the real number was 41, expired, 4, canceled, 14, hold 6, and withdrawn 3. All right, so these numbers look a little bit down. That's probably because we school has just started, so we're at the unofficial end of summer. But rates, when we get into the rates, I'll show you rates have come down a little bit. So I suspect we're going to have a little bit busier fall and winter than most have predicted. All right, so the new listings at 59, these are the homes that have just come on the market in the last 7 days. The last several weeks, we have seen these numbers in the 70s, 80s. So 59 is a little bit low. The active under contract, we like to compare the new listings to the active under contracts because the active under contract, these are the sellers that have just accepted an offer from a buyer. So these are the homes that have just come off the market, and these are at 35, which is also lower than we were seeing mid 40s. So they're kind of in line. It's kind of in line with everything. Pending at 31, that is strong, and closed at 41 is strong for pending at 31. Um, we just have, a little bit less activity because school started. That's my opinion. All right, so let's take a look at where the new inventory has come from, these 59 listings. Let me get the screen organized for everybody. All right, here we go. So Agora Hills, we have 6. Moorpark, we have, what is that, 5? 5 or, yeah, 5 in Moorpark. Newberry Park with a handful. Oak Park with 1. Simi Valley with a bunch. Look, Thousand Oaks has a good amount. And then Westlake Village, which last week only had a couple, this week is coming in with 7. All right, now let's take a look at interest rates. The 30-year fixed is down, folks, to 6.50%. That's good news. 15-year fixed is at 5.86%. The 30-year jumbo is at 6.45. The 7 and 6 SOFR ARM is at 5.90. 30-year FHA is at 6.06%. The 30-year VA is at 6.08%. All right, so the way I see this, this is good news for both buyers and sellers. Good news for sellers, interest rates have crept down a little bit, which means that if there's buyers on the fence, it might make them jump and start writing offers on homes. Sellers, it's still very important that you have to understand we are still in a price-driven market. Prices are still very high. And even though interest rates have come down to the mid sixes, those mortgage payments that those buyers are living in are still quite hefty for their income. So we have to always make sure that we are the best deal in town. It's very important because as those buyers are looking at all the properties available, if you're overpriced, you're going to be overlooked. Buyers, interest rates are lower. There are still opportunities out there, even though we saw this week a little bit lower numbers. There's still a lot of great inventory out there, and sellers that are serious, they are willing to make deals. So it's time to get out there and start writing offers. All right, and what's the first step, buyers? If you want to go and buy a home, you need to get a pre-approval letter from your lender. You cannot write an offer without a pre-approval letter if you need a loan. So make sure you go and get that. It will show you exactly what your mortgage payment will be at a price point with whatever down payment you can afford. It's the first step and the most important thing you need to do. Then, once you have that pre-approval letter, then you reach out to your agent and then you start talking about having a meeting on a buyer strategy consultation, where we're going to be buying, how much can I afford, all those things you want to go over, must-haves, all that stuff. All right, well, thank you so much for tuning in. I am Josh Brenner with Compass in Westlake Village. If you have any questions about real estate, please call me, email me, text me. I would love to speak with you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And don't forget to get some exercise today, everybody. Have a great day. Bye. Bye-bye.